In this episode, we start working on a brand new town featured in between two nice little hills over here next to our central hub, and which will be the starter town for another nuclear power plant. Stay tuned. Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode, we started building out the industrial complex of Verov over here, where we are producing clothing and chemicals and food, and it's working pretty well. So I finished off the construction in between episodes. I've added a few more bits and pieces over here. Apart from the infrastructure, I built everything through my construction offices, which is amazing how quickly they can do stuff these days. Excuse me. I also started filling in a few more bits and pieces over here because I quickly realized we're going to need more workers, and at the moment our workers is a little bit shabby, so I built a few other places here just so that we can pick up a few more workers. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly teleport in a few workers into this area. Is these pretty full? No, they're not at all. So we're going to quickly find where we have some adults living with their parents, and we'll move them on over. So if I come on over, probably Irinsky is the best spot to get that. It's been a pretty good area for us. So I'll grab one of these, and I've tapped it a little bit over here, I think. What else would I grab? If I come over here, this side, yeah, I think I can empty out one more of these big ones over here. So I'll do that. So we'll empty out a couple of big ones into our new residential components over here, so we can get a few more workers ready to go at our new complex over here. So let's grab. I do say over here a lot, I know. Let's quickly move them. Just want to fill it up fairly uniformly. I want to make sure that we still maintain a little bit of spare capacity over here. That's pretty good. Now let's fill up these guys as also. They should be able to provide us with some workers to go to that general area for the bus stop. Okay, so there we go. So that's a lot of extra workers. Do I have everything I need over here? Yeah, this guy has got alcohol all set up, ready to go. I've got shops that's got stuff over here. Yeah, it's got all of the stuff we need. And if we look in here, yeah, so we're actually pretty good over here. Pretty good with goods. Did I get an extra shop over here? And that's pretty filled up as well. Excellent. That's very good. That's very good. What will we finish off over here? Another kindergarten. It's going to fill up so that those people can, in fact, send their kids off to, they can, go to work. This is a school. This is another... Oh, that's a gym. Do I need another kindergarten? I think I do. Let's set up another kindergarten in this area. Kindergartens quickly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at a new town for another nuclear power plant. So that one does not want to squeeze, so we'll have to probably do something that can... Ooh, this one will work. Is that still a medium-sized? Yeah, that's still a medium-sized. Believe this one will work. Come on, guys. Honestly? There we go. That's the one. Now let me just put the infrastructure in place. Ooh, that's... we'll run this one up to there. I think that's not bad. I can, in fact, run the other side. So let's make sure to get a little bit of stuff going. I do like to allow all access points, actually. Yeah, all good. Let's, that's going to be, do something like that. Tie that in there. There we go. That's all good. Let's go ahead and build that. The rest can be built by our crews. That's fine. So hopefully we should see a fair number of workers starting to pile up over here. Excellent. More workers over here means our buses will get to our industrial area fairly full. And that means more workers at the factories. That's good. That's good. I think we're maintaining a good number. I think we are now maintaining a good number over here. Okay, there we go. So I will keep an eye out to see if we are actually filling these up a little bit more. But we should be working on getting a lot of clothing moved around. So we're not dropping off sufficient amounts of fabric because they, for some reason they're not pushing through. It would be great if they actually pushed through. And we should be able to create a fair bit of chemicals also over here. What is this doing? This is just unloading crops. And we should be getting a bit of food in here also. Yeah, no, it's all starting to take shape. So we'll give it a little bit of time. Just make sure that it, in fact, does fill in. Now, one thing, there's two things we're not short on power, but I thought we'd better put an extra town in there for another nuclear power plant just because I want to. The other thing is we seem to be pretty short on iron most of the time. This guy is bringing in coal ore, iron ore. We're pretty short on iron ore. So what I wanted to check is whether we can, in fact, in this general area right here, whether we can find iron mines. So let's open this up. So we're in here, in between these two hills right here. Do we have iron ore available? Ooh, we've got iron ore available in the hills right over here. So iron ore is available over here, though we don't necessarily have workers. But we should be able to get that all set up. So if I pause the game for a second while I quickly have a look at our mining. Oil, bitumen, fuel, that's not what we're after, but we are after metallurgy. So that would be, I'm after an iron ore mine or iron mine. So we can get something in place here. We should be able to get a fair bit of iron from these hills. And to be honest, this area over here is not the best. So I don't know if a train is really the right thing to do. So could we set up something over here, or it'll have to be in there. So we'll have to potentially get our facility in there to load it. So that's okay. So let's get a train loading facility over here, an aggregate loading facility for trains. I think that's what we're gonna do. Just in here in this general area. No free excavators in this area, unfortunately. Now, okay, so that's okay. The other thing that I was thinking we'll do is we'll build our nuclear power plant over here also. So we'll kind of combine that. So that'll be the infrastructure in just this area. And we'll put the town over here. Now, I wanted to be a little bit away from that. And we could potentially build another heating plant somewhere over here. Maybe in that location there. So that's okay. Now, let's start planning out our little town. So shall I continue? No, it's going to start snowing soon, so I'll probably keep it on pause just for the time being. So we'll start planning out what we're going to do. So some of the first things we'll need is some way of moving people around. So I don't think we're going to do a train for this town. We may, I think just buses is going to do the trick. So let's go to the platform station kind of things, and we'll start off with that in the center with some shops. The platform station, what are we going to do? Do we do a nice big bus station? So something like this, a nice big central bus station? I think so. I think that's not bad. So let's switch on our topography. Probably in this location right over here. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that's going to be fine. And we'll give it a little bit of room so that we don't clog the buses too much. So get ourselves a bus station over there. I hope it's an appropriate one. So we'll get that connected over here. And then what we'll do is we'll give it a little bit of extra room. And we'll go ahead and tie it in. Let's leave it like that for the time being. Now, let's get a shop going. Modded shops. Now, I want something that can handle a fair bit of storage or a fair bit of distribution. So 35 tons is our number. 25 tons. Anything else that's big that can handle that? It's this one. And to be honest, we only need potentially the one connection point. So what I thought I'd do is let's place it right on the other side, opposite to the bus station. I would like to actually move it down a little bit. Ooh, and that's not quite what I had in mind. I didn't want to connect all of those. So let's just go ahead and disconnect them. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll provide access point. Then we can get a storage. I now have the fancy storages that actually allows us to have a little bit of everything. So these guys. This one. This is the one I'm after. And we'll spin it around. So now, try and get it done pretty close. Something like that. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of spare capacity over there. Now, let's quickly get these all tied together. Now, if I'm going for a bit of a town vibe, let's provide a little bit of this, and then we'll kind of turn it. We'll run it up here, and we'll turn it back. There we go. That's one of our roads. And I'm kind of tempted to run this one in. That's good. And what I'll do is I'll add an extra little connection point over here. So we'll have that section is one way. These two sections here, I think, is one way. And that is what we'll tie in. Now, I'm also kind of tempted. We'll do a little bit of this. Yeah, I think that's going to work wonders. We'll run that up there. There we go. We'll tie that one in here. We'll tie that one in there. The question is, do we... we'll see. We'll see what we do with that. We probably don't need smaller blocks than this. Now, what we still probably need is another one that can run up this way. There we go. So I think that's the starting point of our little town. Probably we could do another quick connection around this way. And it feels pretty natural to me that this is a small little town in this area. I like that. I like that a lot. Now let's get our facilities in place. I'm going to commission the roads just because it does become a little bit problematic at some point if we don't do that. And then... let's see what other facilities do we need. So we definitely need a school, a hospital, a fire station. Let's start with the fire station because those are the kind of stuff that I generally forget. A fire station. We've got so many modded fire stations now. This is 4 parking spots. I think that's all we need. Oh, maybe the 6th one. That one with the 6 could be a good idea. We've got a fire station over here. A pretty big one, actually. So let's get this one all the way down. This area over here. We should be able to get people to kind of walk there. We don't get it too far away. So let's get a fire station in there. I think that's okay. I'm kind of tempted to get a couple of construction offices over here also. And maybe this area is good for construction offices too. So let's get a few construction offices. I would like to go with these fairly big ones. And while I'm thinking of it, we probably in this general location also need a fuel station. So I'll do that. So we'll try and tie them in close together like so. Excellent. I think that's quite good. I could actually now envisage putting the fire station to the other side, so it's not on this little main road. Let's run it in a little bit more straight, and then we'll tie it in right at the end there. Yeah, I like that. We'll go ahead and commission that piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of the fire station. I'm going to move it to the other side. Okay, good stuff. Let's just go back, grab the fire station, and we want the fuel station as well. The fuel station could go in this area just outside of town. got a fuel station up over here. We'll get a fuel station over this side as well. So modded fire station quickly. Gonna go back to that slightly larger one. And I think this area is okay because we'll need a little bit of walking distance to go there. The gas station, let's get the gas station. Maybe the gas station can go on the other side here. Technical services, let's grab technical services while we're at it. I'm gonna just go with the small one yet again. So alternatively, we could do a little something like this, so we'll be a little bit more sparing with our space. There we go. So we'll get that one in place. Now let's get a gas station going. Gas station. Here we go. What size shall we go? This will be a fairly big thoroughfare. So let's just go with like is it X3 over there? Ooh, that's ooh. I don't mind a setup like that. That could be quite useful. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to squeeze that in there, and what we'll do is we'll link up this road connection over there and that road connection over there, so you'll get out from that side. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and commission that piece. We've got our construction offices coming up in place over here. Now, let's get back to some more community facilities. So, a hospital. Now, the hospital we'd like to do fairly central. I do think a pretty big one is required over here, like 11 parking spots. Is that the hospital for us? Right next to the bus station? Yeah, potentially that's the thing we could do. I don't mind that. We should hopefully be able to get everybody to walk a fair distance to this. Yeah, let's do that. It's not going to be the biggest city in the world, so let's get our hospital in over there. Now, what we'll do is we'll also grab some schools, and we've got the shop, so let's get some schools. There we go, school. So I would like a large school. You need to be able to deal with a number of people. So that 420 is not bad. That 420 there is not a bad one at all. So if we do... I think that'll squeeze. Yes, it will. Let's get the school in over there. That should be able to connect to pretty much everything. Got some road access on this side. That works quite well. We might do a smaller school at a later stage. We'll need a couple of kindergartens. Here it is. Now, a couple of kindergartens, just these medium-sized ones. Small one. 150, right? So let's place one of them in here. Place another one over there. And maybe one more like right over here next to this intersection. Yeah, there we go. So now there's a few kindergartens. And they take how many? 150 a piece. We probably need at least one more. Let's squeeze kind of one more kindergarten, something over there at the very least, and probably... Anyway, that should be okay for now. There's a kindergartens. Now, what else do we need? Theaters or cinemas of some sort? So let's see. These are the smaller ones. That's a pretty big one. Let's get a main library opposite the hospital over here. Okay, so that's one facility. Now, we also need a few others. So there's like a cinema, main library, House of Culture. Some of these are pretty big. That's a smaller library. This is a cinema. That's a cinema. Let's see about this guy. That's not bad. Though I don't necessarily want it straight. Let's get one here. And then what does that actually give us? Max amount of visitors is 100. 120. And this one? 30. Okay, that's a limited amount. Small. See the House of Culture? Oh, that's okay. Let's get a House of Culture off of the track over here. There we go, House of Culture on that side. So now we've got a pretty good spread of cultural activities. Now we still need some sports playgrounds, and I think in this case I'm just going to go with one of these big ones, fairly central. A big sports hall, something like that. Is that too big? Is there something a little smaller? That's a little smaller. I do wonder if this is the appropriate one. So let's we do something like this. It's going to be a bit awkward, but I think it looks good around on the side of the hill there. Now let's get something a little smaller, also a little bit more central, maybe like an indoor swimming pool. How much do these actually take? That's 175 visitors. These are like 42 for like the school gym. Let's get one of these right up and close and personal over there. And then there's one more that we could maybe squeeze. Well, where is our school actually? Our school is over here. Maybe on the other side of the school. In there. There we go. Now we've got some sporting facilities over here. I'm not going to be able to fit a lot of residential in here, but that's going to be okay. It's going to be a nice tiny little town actually. Okay, sorry about that. Another cough. I am a little under the weather. We'll grab a pub. Something not too big. I do like it a little out of town. Like right there somewhere. Well, let's square it off a little like this. There we go. We've got a pub. And anything else? Schools, hospitals, fire stations, sporting facilities, cultural facilities. That's about it, isn't it? What other equipment for citizens do we have? Do one of these. Pub, cinema, shopping center. Yeah, all good. Grocery store. We've got everything we need. Now let's actually get some residential components in here. The residential components. What style would I like to go with on these guys? Do I go these 200 sized workers? If we could do a fair number of them in like these facilities, right? You could even squeeze some smaller ones in there. Yeah, I think these 200 should be okay. What do we have over here? 145, 120. They're a little bit more lengthy. This is like a massive one. I'm not building this over here. This needs to go to Ultimagrad at some point. We could do one or two bigger ones. Actually, one or two bigger ones in this location is not too bad. Oh man, that's actually not bad at all. So if I do, yeah, this is awesome. That's good. That's good. So a couple of big, taller buildings in the middle of town. That's going to be good. Now, we'll not do too many of the other big ones like that. So now let's go on to something a little smaller. We could do this one. We could do that one, which is a 200 capacity. Yeah, let's do some of these. Okay, that should work pretty well over there. Let's grab some of these guys. We'll put some of them up on this side. I think that's about right. We don't want to put it in too much. Now, what else could we do? These are a little smaller. We do some of these that are a little bit bigger. If we do, it's a little bit more square. Do slightly square look over here. There's a little bit more room in between. Almost tempted to see if we can't squeeze in one more. Yeah, something like that should be pretty good. Excellent. Any others? Is there something? Should we do some of these slightly smaller ones? Some of these maybe, these 5-story. Maybe on an edge or something. I was thinking something like that maybe. Maybe just the one, to be honest, on the edge of the hill. Do another one on this side. Yeah, it would actually not be too bad if we do that. There we go. That's actually going to frame the hillside a little bit nicely over there. Now, can we do like these ones? These are slightly different shaped. Ah, excellent. There we go. Excellent. I think that's what I'm going to leave it at the moment. There's a little bit more room to fill in a few other things, but we're probably going to need more kindergartens and things like that also. So let's go and build all of the road sections that we are missing. That's good. Anybody else needs a road section? You need a road. I think the others only need little pathways. So I think for the most part, we've got that sorted out. Let's go ahead and commission those roads. Now let's quickly put in our pathways. The way I would like this to work is to make sure that we enter over there on the one side. We'll run a straight little path. Down here. Something like this. And this is the problem with building your own infrastructure, is because now, once I've finished doing all of this kind of generalized planning over here, you end up having so many little segments that the construction officers it's tedious for them to actually end up doing anything to kind of get this done. That's where our problem comes in. So what we'll do is we will, do a little something like that. We'll tie this one in. See how that all works. This one we can certainly tie in over there. Now, what I also want to make sure we do is we want to connect all of this. Okay, so there those pathways go. Now, over here, definitely want this to be running up here. And around that side. In there, excellent. We'll also want to make sure we see about connecting on this side. We'll run into here. Nice. Now we'll come down this way. Excellent. So now those are tied together over there. That should work really well. This side's connections is a little bit more difficult. What we'll do is let's run a connection out over here to the hospital. Quite useful. We'll make sure to tie these guys in. Now, of course, what we'll do is we'll tie this in, get that one connected. We try and get this to work a little bit better over here. Crap. I think this will work. Oh no. It wants to make that work. Well, that's okay. As long as we can do something that kind of works. Now, I'll also do a little bit of this. Yeah, that's okay. And what we'll do is we'll see about tying these together, get that going. So we've got lots of access points over here. We're trying to minimize the distance people are walking. Now, what I'd like to do is get one straight run all the way through there. And what we'll also do is we'll make sure to tie in this guy. Tie that one in here. Do a bit of this. That's not bad. Like so, we'll tie this one in. What I think we should do is actually get our connection going through the other side. Nice. I think that'll work really well. Excellent. That should do the trick. We need to connect these guys up. Don't mind connecting up all of them. We'll run through a connection up here and tie that in this way. Actually, that's a good spot for a bit of a parking lot. This one. Go over here. Now, connect through there. That should be okay. And we could also actually connect up through this way here. That's good. That's good. That'll work. This one could run in here somewhere. Tie that in. Sure how easy some of these will work. There's a connection straight through there, so there's not going to be no connection up here. Wow, there we go. Now let's well, I'm going to go ahead and pay for all of that. These are all of our paths. Okay, good stuff. What I'll do is I'm going to pay for this. Well, I think I'm going to pay for all the roads, to be honest. And then we'll set up our construction industry over here so that they can go nuts and build this town for us. Yeah, I'm going to do the roads. The roads is what will slow us down, to be honest. It'll be what slows us down. So just making sure that all of our roads are in place means that we can actually get this constructed at a pretty decent pace. And you can see how many little sections there are. And that's the way I choose to kind of plan out things that results in all of these little ones. And that's probably why I'm fairly frustrated with building the road components of things. But there we go. So now with these roads in place, and to be honest, what I'm just thinking is we should probably do a bit of an upgrade of these roads. At least through the town, where people will actually be walking on them. And there we go. Now we've got a little town. If you have an interesting town name, please tell me. Or if you've got an idea, a thought on a little town name, that would be good. So I'm just going to upgrade this road through here also. There we go. We can see construction is already underway. Now we've got some construction offices over here. So now let's bring in our construction facilities. That little town next to this port facility is going to look really nice. We're not going to do much bigger than this, I think. So it should be, I hope that that's got sufficient facilities, but we've got a little bit of extra room if we wanted to make a little bit more in there. So I want to do like 4 of these guys. There we go. And we'll do like 8 of these. Now, the problem with this is I don't know where we're going to go and collect the stuff yet. I'll have to go and see what is our closest spot. So let me quickly do a little bit of I'll quickly move in all of our vehicles and then I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, and I'm back. So I also built the bus station just so that I can link it up over here. So what I've done is I've linked these construction offices to these facilities over here. So that'll probably make a bit of a drive through to this side. I'm not too sure what our easiest access routes are and whether I should actually connect up some of these a little bit more. Maybe that's not a bad idea. We do need to get ourselves some power going on over there also. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that back a little bit like so. And what we'll do is we'll see about having this connection that runs through here. We'll do that by starting out a little bit like this, and then we'll tie that one in there. So there we go. I'll connect that up so there's a potential easier access point through that side. We'll get that done, and that should help us out a little bit. I'm not expecting a lot of traffic on that road, but it will help things out a little bit to get there. Otherwise, they're going to all kind of drive through here, which I think is probably what's going to happen anyway. Now, we need some power over here. We will eventually do our own massive power stuff also, but for the time being, and you know what, the other one thing that I think I just might do just before things start getting out of hand, I might pay for that one, and what we'll do is we'll see who here can actually deliver us with a little bit of fuel. So we'll just make sure that you also deliver some fuel over there, just so that we've got localized fuel. Oh, and of course, we're going to need power for all of this to start working. So let's have a look at where our power is going to come from. We've got production stopped in some locations. Let's quickly have a look at what that is. I'm so worried we're not going to have production. We didn't stop production. So it might have been just a little flicker of stuff happening due to power or anything like that. We still got some harvesting going on over here. Where exports is happening. Excellent. That's very good. All of this is up and starting to get up and running. Now, power. So we've got power available over here. So let's have a quick look at what that kind of looks like. Presumably not too bad. That's on a yellow. Is it drawing a fair bit of power out of this? That's not powered. Any other locations where we could tap in some power? I'm worried these guys are... Oh, no, these guys are running from nuclear power. Well, what we'll do... I'm just going to put in an extra line, right? We've got extra room in here. Not that one. This is what I'm after. Yeah, we're only about half the capacity. That is an export line. Oh, no, that's feeding the train. Interesting. And it's taking a lot of stuff. We should be able to run an additional line of power out this way. So let's do a new line of power out to our new little town. I'm going to start it off with a nice big one over here. I want to keep it fairly tidy, so we're going to try and, for the most part, run it fairly similar. So I'll cut across on this side, I think. Yeah, that's the one. We could make it tidier at some point in the future, but for now, ultimately is a pretty pricey little line. Am I just going to run it through here? Yeah, I think so. Why not? We'll run it through there, and then... yeah, we kind of need to cut across over here. Up through this way, and we'll cut across to somewhere over here where we put some where we'll put our power transformer in, and we'll run all power from around this area. Now, what we could do is we should probably do a pass through so we can pass power through to the other side at some point. Yeah, let's just end up like that. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for that. We'll get that extra in there. Now let's get our power transformer going on. Yes, so here we would like a 18 megawatt pass through. Excuse me. 18 megawatt pass through. So if I zoom it in a tad. I'm not opposed to this one. Alternatively, I could actually pass it through over here. Yeah, that's probably better. Let's do that. Go ahead and build this one for us. Tie that one in. Now we've got an 18 megawatt popping in over here. Pay for that. That is being built. Okay, so now we should be able to run a little bit of power into this area. So let's get our power connections in place. So power, is it substations? Substations are what I'm after. Rob's has done some nice substations also, so I'll use these. Let's do like one of them. One of them over here. Oh, we also need to have a look at our heating. I have not considered that at all. Now let's do one more kind of somewhere over here. And we'll probably do another little power facility right over here. There we go. So that should do the trick with regards to power. I'm paying for the power infrastructure. I think that'll do the trick. Heating is going to be a bit of a challenge though. I need to have a look at our heating ever so quickly. Power, we'll go with these ones. So let's start it with the second one over there. Go underground and see how that ties in. That'll tie in over there. Go leave one open and take in another one over here. And leave one open and put in another one right over there. And I think that should do the trick for the time being. Let's get that all paid for. Now, pop out of this and have a quick look at our heating situation. So if we wanted to do heating, now this guy is using almost, is doing almost no heating at this point. I mean, almost nothing uses this heating, but this won't probably be sufficient. Let's get a couple. I'll probably need to build an extra one. Let's get an extra heating facility over here. Now, do we want it all the way in there, or do we bring it out onto this side? And we could probably do an extra access point that runs through, joins the town on this side. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Now, we don't want it right on top of it. So I think about this spot right over here is the right call. I'm going to put an access point in here. Let's make sure that we've got sufficient stuff for it, coal. Just make sure we have a small coal storage, large, small aggregate coal storage, something like that. Yeah, I think it's okay. We don't need much more than that. Now let's quickly open up a little gap in the fence here. And then we'll put a little fenced section in. Okay. Okay, we'll hook that back up. No, come on. Yeah, there we go. Pay for that. Run this road out through here. Excuse me, do a bit of this. Let's give it a little bit more room. Yeah, something like that. Something like this. Pay for that. And how are we going to tie this one in? I think just about... Yeah, I like that. Pay for that. Lots of stuff underway at the moment. These roads are pretty busy. Let's get that gate sorted out. So now we'll actually be able to use this road to this side also. There should be sufficient room here. And the old rule of thumb is a big field away. Ooh. That is just about enough space. So we can't do any other residential components any closer. Maybe towards this side. So there we go. So that is really the residential buffer. So yeah, these guys are pretty close, but I think that's going to work. Now we need some heating facilities in place. That also needs to be constructed. Heat exchangers. So let's do... I do like doing them fairly central, actually. Something like this, I think, would work quite well for us on this side here. But in order for us to do that, I'm going to have to... alternatively, I could just squeeze it in over there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. One heat exchanger over there. That should give us... Oh, actually, that gets a lot of coverage. So the other heat exchanger... maybe over here? Yeah, let's do that. So we'll get a couple of heat exchangers going. Now let's make sure to hook them up. Do the second one if we can. Let's do something a little bit further away over there. Nice. I hope that'll be sufficient. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Put that out. We'll go upstairs and I'll just make sure to upstairs. Ground level, and I'll just make sure to get these little road connections built. So there we go. Now we've got heating all sorted out. Also, we certainly need to move a fair bit of people around in terms of workforce, just to make sure that everything is nice and heated. Excuse me. Okay, so now this town over here can make a run for it, or and try and sort out this town. I'm gonna run this guy through here. I'll do that. I like that. That looks pretty good. So now we're in effect doing a little bit more extra capacity into town, both directions. Lots of vehicles running around doing construction works underway. I can also get our helicopter construction offices into play, and let's do that for the bigger critical components at the very least. So let's get our construction offices assigned. Oh crap, forget that. If I do that, it closes the window. So I would like to assign, and we would like IC4 LEs to come on in. So you can go and assign there. We'll definitely want that set up. We'll definitely want the hospital set up pretty quickly. We'll go to the other IC4 one and we'll get some of these other critical items. Fire station. That's just technical services over there. We'll get probably the shopping center and its associated things in place. Also run a little bit of the larger stuff also. Excellent. So hopefully we're going to see the helicopters come on in and start delivering some stuff for construction over here. Excellent. So that's our little town starting over here. I do need some mines over here. I do need the nuclear power plant over here. And I'm confident I'll have sufficient workforce over here to sort that one out, to get the get the nuclear power plant going. Oh, the one thing that I did not include here is a university. Let's get a modded university in place, and then I think that's going to kind of be the end of this episode. But I want something fairly small. I don't want a massive university in this little town. About 100 students. I like it. Yeah, as you enter town over there, yeah, we'll get the university sorted out like that. I did want to put a little bit of a university hall of residence in place also. We'll make sure to have our universities all sorted out. Here we go. And of course, what I do want to do is just make sure that we always have a bypass connection. I don't want to run all the paths straight into buildings because that means people can't actually walk to where they want to walk to. Excellent. So let's pay for that. Now, give me a University Hall of Residence. So under residential, I believe we've got the University Hall of Residence right over here. Now, I think putting 2 University Halls of Residence in like this one there, and do we spin it around? I think we spin it around. Excuse me. Now that should work. Connect that one up there. Make sure that that connects over that way. Similarly, though, we'll have to connect this one over here. And also over there, and also over there, and also up here, and we'll run that connection through there. There we go. So now a little bit more pathways over there. So now there's some more stuff that can start to be constructed. University halls of residence, a university, so that we at least make sure that we continue to educate people over here. Excellent. So that is the little town. If you've got a name suggestion, please leave it in the comments down below for this town next to our central hub over here. And it'll also be the town that kind of sorts out our new, or provides the workers for our iron mine over here, and our nuclear power plant in this area. Now, nuclear power plant in this area I think is going to be good, and then we'll see about exporting some of that power where we need to take it to. But this should be well powered over here, and we'll get all of this stuff constructed. That should be constructed. Okay, good. So there we go. Our construction here should work pretty quickly. Let's have a quick look at our stats. We did, as mentioned, we did have a bit of a drop in our population, but we're back at 150, which makes me really happy and comfortable with where we're at. I do like the little shape of this town in between these hills. That really works nicely. The only thing that's a little awkward is that, but I'm not opposed to it. We could always get some wood production or something like that over here on the hills, or there might be some other bits and pieces on the hills here. Let's quickly see. So do we have coal here? Yes, this hill here is coal. So we could do coal mining over there. We've got iron on the other side. And then that hill over here doesn't have anything. But that's okay. So we've got coal and iron in this location, which we could both run to a train set somewhere over here that'll take it any further, well, further than to where we need it. Guys, I think I'm going to put an end in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. And if there's anything specific that you would like me to do in this game, something you don't understand, would like me to explain or build or anything like that, please do let me know. But I think this little town is looking pretty fly, and we'll see where it's at in the next episode. And there's a lot of open space over here for our train and mining connections, plus our nuclear power plant, and we can just run it from buses over here, because the nuclear power plant doesn't need that many workers though. Okay, I will see you next time. Bye bye.